Hi, my name is Angela and I love cardboard.
Hey guys, so this is Angela again. This time we're going to prepare, or we're going to work on a project that has curvy shapes, just like these ones. See, you can make from cardboard anything you want, and it can have any shape you want. Even when we do furniture, the furniture don't always have like the straight lines. They can have fantastic lines any way you want. So I already showed you that I'm, doing my art on cardboard pieces and preparing like bases to replace canvas. And I actually love the option of having an art project that's going to hang on the wall, but it's not going to be like made of square. It's going to be like a combination. It's going to be a wall art project. It's going to be a combination of some shapes that will work together. And today I'm going to prepare those shapes. Now, here what I have is like trays that I made them with curvy shapes. So I'm going to show you how to make them today. I'm not going to make trays. I'm going to explain maybe how I made the trays, but the shape, I'm going to use this part of the cardboard and I'm going to turn it into art. So I'm thinking a combination of 3 units, and I'm just going to start and draw them. And after I draw them, I cut them and I prepare them, and then we'll see how it works. So I'm using a long piece of cardboard. Now the direction of the cardboard doesn't matter. The upside should be this side, and I'm going to use the opposite side for the drawing because it's much easier. Now this is a cardboard that used to be a box of a television, and you should know that the TV boxes are like made of the best cardboard around, or at least most of them. So I love when I can get my hands on TV cardboard. So the best way would have been to do it with chalk, but I couldn't find the chalk around. So I'm going to go and draw directly with my Sharpie. Let's go wild and just draw a few shapes into some kind of combination. Okay, so I'm going to make a sketch of what I want, and then I'm going to put it on the cardboard that I want. So I want it to be like falling from one side of the wall to the next, like this general shape. So maybe I'll have something like this, and then a long thing, and maybe a round thing. Okay, I don't know. So I'll use the shapes that I already have because I already like them, and I'm going to take them to the next level. Okay, so this is one, and that's the next one, and the next one is going to be hanging lower. Okay, and now I'm going to cut them. Not so much fun. So you see, the thing with cardboard is no matter what it is that I do, I can draw a free shape, and I could have turned it into a furniture. I could have turned it into something else. But the thing with cardboard, the thing that I love about cardboard is that I can do with it whatever I want. So let's start cutting them. Okay, so I'll do first just one of them, and then we'll see about the next. So I can cut them with a knife, I can cut them with a saw, a jigsaw, or this time I'll do the hard work and I'll do it by hand, manually with the cutter. So the thing about cutting with a cutter is that it is much better for straight lines. It doesn't really like the curvy lines. So I go slowly over the line, and then I'll go again So, in the line that I already made, to make sure that it goes all the way through. And okay, so you have to be comfortable when you're cutting with the cutter, because if you're not comfortable, you're risking moving it in the wrong direction and hurting yourself. So make sure you're cutting in a direction that feels comfortable to you. Make it easier, just cut away the rest of the cardboard and I'll be working on a smaller piece. Didn't go as well as I wanted. I can sand it to the right shape. I can even modify the shape with the sanding. And here, it can go well. Okay, so this is the beginning. Okay, this is the first part. Now what I need is the sides, the walls that go here. I can decide whatever width I want. It can be, you know, installed. It sticks out from the wall more or less. It's my decision. And then I have to remember that I did it from left to the right, but actually on the wall it's going to be right to left. So this is the way it's going to be. And now for the sides, when I have curves, I have to have it in a specific direction. The lines going this way must be the direction of the cardboard, because this is the way that I can curve the cardboard. If I would cut it the other way, I wouldn't be able to do that. In this case, I'm using the flaps of the box. They're exactly in the direction that I need, and I have an opportunity to make use of a piece of cardboard that otherwise would have, gone to waste. I'm removing the masking tape gently, not to tear off too much of the cardboard. And I'm also removing the edges that don't look nice. And I will need about 2 of these pieces. So I want to go this time a bit thicker. So I'm removing the edges that do not look nice, and obviously I'll be removing this part. So I'm going to go with the width of this ruler. Okay. Now this, since it's thin, I can use it to measure the length that I need to go all the way around. Now, since it is round, it doesn't have edges, it doesn't have corners, I actually need one piece to go all the way around. It is very difficult to find one piece that goes all the way around in this direction, so I need to make a decision about where I'm going to have the connection, the overlapping, where one piece starts and then where the next one continues. Now it is easier to have the connection between the two pieces on a side that is straight or goes like this in, like a crate, not like when there is a ridge. When there is a ridge, it's much more difficult. So I will not do it anywhere here. I might do it here or here or here. So and then maybe here. So first I need to see, and then at the corner, obviously I will have it end and go one on top of the other. So I'm sort of measuring to see how far this will go, and then I have to make my decision. Okay, so here it could be okay. This is all we have as like the maximum length from this piece of cardboard. So maybe I'll go like this. And then another piece here and another piece here. And obviously I know now that one piece is not enough, so I have to cut another piece. Should remove any stickers that you see on the top of the cardboard. The next step is I'm going to curve this piece of cardboard exactly along the shape of this part. So say we're starting here. Okay, I want it to be cut like extremely long. Okay, so the way to do it, you can use like the table here, or you can use around a cardboard floor, but in this case, because it's not very wide, it's easy to do it with your fingers like this. So I gently curb it. Now there is another method for curbing, and I'll show you the other method maybe another time. But this method, the upside of it is that it stays strong. The downside of it is that you cannot avoid wrinkles in the cardboard. Okay, there will always be wrinkles, so you want to work it as gently as possible and bring it to the shape of the piece that you are about to build the walls around. Now I'm doing it the other way around for this part. Here we go. Okay, now, usually if I was going to make like a tray like this one, I would stick it together on the outside. But as you see here, it doesn't look very nice. And since I'm going to make art on it, I want it to be completely flat. So I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to stick it on the inside, which is a little bit more challenging. And I have to make sure that it is exactly on the edge. So here's my tip. I never start at the end. I always start somewhere in the middle, because the end has a lot of like it will be more difficult, especially when I'm doing such a long one. So I will start somewhere in the middle, like maybe here, and we will have to do it with the fingers and with the hot glue, so you have to be very careful. Now, as you know, you can do it with PVA glue and masking tape. You know, you put the PVA glue around and you take some masking tape, just like I showed in one of my previous videos, like this. But since I wanted to finish quickly, I will do it with the hot glue gun. So let's go for the hot glue gun. And now I cannot put the hot glue where I put the PVA glue. So I'm going to dry it a little. And here I'm going to start like here. And then I push the glue all the way to the edge, and I'll remove it from the outside. And I'll use a piece of cardboard to make sure that it is exactly placed, so I don't touch it with my fingers. Here I can see it's not. So here one part ends and the other one begins. It's a little bit tricky. You have to pose it so that it fits exactly where the first one ends. Now here I've not prepared the curve, so I do it now. And as you see, we have those wrinkles, folds in the cardboard. This is something we cannot avoid. We will cover it with paper later on, so they're not visible. Okay, this is perfect. I hold it for a minute, and then all I've got left is this part. Now, okay, and this is the last part. Okay, so I'll take a little bit longer. I'd rather sand it afterwards or cut it off than have it too short. Okay, so this is done. Now I have to clean it. The glue I will clean with either my fingers like this or with the help of the cutter, and then I'll go all around it with sanding paper, so it is completely straight and smooth. And this is the way I remove the glue. For here, I decided I don't want it to be like very defined edge, so I'm going like this, like rounding it a bit. Okay, so now that the form is ready, I'm going to add some reinforcement and in the inside, so that it doesn't warp when I do the art on it, because the art will probably wet the cardboard, and the cardboard tends to warp when it's wet. So in order to reinforce, I'm going to use some pieces of cardboard on the inside, and the best way to do it is to take this way, like along the lines, because along the lines it's stronger, it doesn't tend to fold. Like if you take it this way, it breaks easily, but this way it doesn't fold easily. So I'm going to take it this way, and like removing the borders. Going to be fast. If you don't have a glue gun, you can put some PVA glue and put a weight on it and let it dry. So I'm going to stick these two together first, one on top of the other. I'm going to remove just a little triangle at the end so it fits into the sharp corner. This is fitting here. So now I'm going to cover the side. Now, as I told you, the rounding, the warping of the cardboard all around has the disadvantage that it creates those wrinkles. Now we don't want them to be there, so the first thing I'm going to do is cover them with paper. When I cover them with 2 layers of paper, They stop showing. Now, I could do it with any regular paper, but surprisingly, my wide craft, gum craft is almost exactly the size here, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to cover it edge to wherever it gets, and then there's going to be another layer of paper that goes all over the place. So this is what I'm going to do now. And remember I said the gum craft has dry glue on it, and you have to activate it by using the water, a wet sponge. And I'm going to show you one of my tricks.
It is, instead of using water, I use diluted paper paste glue, and I'm just wetting the entire paper, and it seems like it gets a better result like this, and it's also nicer to work with, so you should try it.
Also infiltrates into the paper. You see, it wets the paper from the inside, and it sort of makes it more flexible to the use. And when I discovered it, I like the way it works, and I like the result. So this is what I'm doing this time. I hope you can see that. But okay, so I make sure that it comes all the way to the end. I'm not using too long pieces because it's going to make it a little difficult if the pieces are too long. Now, you see, it goes over like smoothly, and it's completely flexible, almost as if it was not a paper but some kind of paste. Where I have the wrinkles, I do not push the paper into the wrinkles. I sort of glue it over.
So you know the drill. If you liked it, give me the thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. See you next time. Everything you see here in the pictures are furniture made of cardboard. They're all made by myself or by my students. I suppose you're here because you too want to make some of those someday, so keep following.